Hi everyone. So it was really hard for me to decide whether I wanted to do like separate divine masculine and divine feminine readings for this week. But I think the divine feminine, we've really been going through a big change this week. A lot of purging. It's so weird. It's like I literally had days this week, like all the way back to Sunday, where um like Sunday I just couldn't do anything. Like the energy level that I had was non-existent. And Monday and Tuesday kind of dragged a little. I mean, I guess yesterday I had a ton of energy yesterday. It's just been this roller coaster. This up and down, purging and not purging. And I know that I'm not the only one that it's happening to, because I've not only seen readers on YouTube who are going through the same thing in the twin flame journey as I am, but I know like friends I'm very close to that are doing the same thing. The divine feminines are doing the same thing. I'm really antsy. I'm very anxious. I know that a lot of it has to do with being directly connected to the energy of the divine masculine, and mine in particular, who I know is stressed out. And the limbo of like what next, because this Gemini full moon, this Gemini new moon that's happening today, if you're in the States, it's heavy energy. It's really heavy. And we say that all the time. Man, the energy is so heavy. Man, the energy is so heavy. But it is, and it has been. And if you are a healer or sensitive in any way, you are really, really feeling the pull. Whether you are in union with your divine masculine or you are in complete separation, don't talk to your divine masculine, you're still feeling their energy and very connected. And sometimes that's really hard for some people. I wanted to start doing readings and just videos on what it means to be a twin flame. And there's so much information out there, and I kept stopping myself from doing it. And the reason why is because, you can put yourself out there and tell everybody your position on it and what you've learned about this journey and what you know about this journey, but somebody's always going to tell you that you're wrong. Somebody's always going to say, no, that's not the way it is. That's not the way that it goes. Somebody's going to tell you that the information that you have is incorrect. Stop feeding people the wrong information, stuff like that. Like literally, I've had people say that. And I'm not saying that for people to defend my honor in any way, because I've stood up for myself in every single one of those. My position in this twin flame journey that I'm on, my position is that everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different journey. I will never judge what your journey is. I will never judge, because if you're a twin flame and you've had people come into your life that have been catalysts for you, and you felt like that person was your twin flame, but they ended up just being a catalyst for you, it is painful to go through that. And I will never look at you and say, you were wrong for thinking that that person was your twin flame. Because you feel the connection to that journey, that means you're a twin flame. And here's another thing that a lot of people have issues with. Not everybody has a twin flame. And not everybody's twin flame has incarnated into this lifetime. Here's another position that people will argue with me on. Not every twin flame will be in union in this lifetime. Do you know how I know that? Because I have done past life regressions where my twin flame and I have come into union with each other and have been separated in some form, whether it be by death, by karmic issues, by karmic partners. We have played out this relationship so many times, and it's because we chose, we volunteered to be humans and to figure out what needs to be fixed in humanity to come into ultimate love. The whole purpose of being in a twin flame union is to bring love to humanity, to bring it back to its truest and purest form. And that's why we have to go through all of these emotional healing processes and all of this really heavy energy. But everybody's journey is going to be different, whether this is your first lifetime being a twin, whether it's your very last lifetime being a twin. That's not up for me to decide. That's what you and Source and your twin decided before you even incarnated into this lifetime. So I really, literally wanted to do these videos, tried over and over and over again. And I'm like, what is the message that I need to bring to everybody? Well, my message that I want to bring today is that I'm living my best life and I'm living my journey along with living a twin flame journey, but my focus is not on my twin flame and his journey that he has to do. Because right now, yes, we are in contact with each other. We're not in 100% separation, which I know a lot of twins are in 100% separation. I know twins that are in union now, and I'm so thrilled for them. But the knowing that my twin is healing as I'm healing, I'm focused on myself and my journey. And a lot of teachers out there would shake their finger at me and say, why are you not focusing all of your love into your journey? Well, I am, because I'm focusing all my love into myself, and I'm pulling all of my love into myself. And that's the lesson that literally from past lives that I have learned, that this is that lesson I'm learning in this lifetime. Because I have been persecuted over and over and over again. And in this lifetime, I had to learn to not let other people persecute me on my journey, on my healing journey, being a healer, being a teacher, being a guide for others. So if you've had a reading with me, and I've had to, you can see it in my face and in the way that I do the cards when you have a personal reading with me, and we recognize that it is not your twin, but it is a karmic partner or a catalyst. It literally breaks my heart to have to tell that to people, because I know how important it is for others to really want to find their twin. If you feel like you are part of this journey and you haven't yet found your twin, but you feel your twin out there, I want to say, what a blessing. What a blessing to know that that person is out there somewhere and you haven't met them, and that they're going through their healing process. Because, and I think I said this in the last reading, it is so incredibly hard to know who your twin is and not be able to be with them because you still have karmic lessons you have to learn. There's a controversial topic that goes around about, do you still focus on this twin flame journey when the divine masculine is not treating you correctly? When your specific twin flame or your soulmate or your divine masculine isn't treating you correctly? The one thing I want to say about that, I will never tell a woman, or a man for that matter, because men can be divine feminines as well. I will never tell you to stay with somebody or pine for somebody or wait for somebody to come to you if you have not, if you're being disrespected in some way. If you're being treated unkindly, if you're being disrespected, if you're being abused, if that person is treating you in a way that is less than favorable for your journey, I will never, that's the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I don't care what their label is to you. I don't care who they are to you. You do not deserve to be disrespected. You just don't. And that's men and women alike. There's no end, I will not put up with that. I won't tell you, no, just keep the faith. You'll always be energetically connected to that person. But if you've met your twin flame and they were kind of your catalyst and your push forward, to start healing and to be on your journey, there's a reason for that. There's a purpose for that. I know my purpose was, so this is like the most that I've ever talked about my twin flame journey with you guys before. And I know that I keep it like very low key. And the reason why is because it's a very personal journey for me. And I, don't want to I'm not going to ever put out any kind of personal information about my divine masculine or his personal life or his life that he has going on without his permission. And he and I haven't talked about me doing this. So there's no way I would ever put him in any compromised position at all. So, because it's nobody's business, really. It's nobody's business on why we're not together. It's nobody's, you know what I mean? It's like, I've talked like briefly about it in personal readings that I've done, but, it's not something that needs to be like world known, right? So, and the reason why I talk about it in personal readings is because I know that even though he and I are not in a relationship with each other, we're still healing. We're healing through the journey. We're helping other people heal. This is our mission. Our mission is to help other people heal. And we want to be able to do that even if we can't do it being in a relationship. We still want to be able to provide that. So I met my twin flame. And when I met him, it was like, I started looking up like soulmates because I'm like, this has got to be more than a soulmate connection. Like, this doesn't make sense. It's so much stronger than that. It means so much more. He wasn't just somebody that I was attracted to. He was somebody who was like, literally, I could talk to. I could tell him anything. There was never any judgment. There was never any unkindness. And then it got to a point where, and he lives like, he lives like 1,500 miles away from me. And so it was like, how did this guy, like fell out of the sky, literally, where did he come from? And then it became really hard because we started to notice that we were not pushing each other's buttons in a bad way, but we were starting to mirror each other and the things that we really needed to dig deep on and start healing. And I was in a very precarious part of my life where I was like in the middle of a divorce, and it was like my second divorce, and I was like totally broken anyways. And then this guy shows up, and I start recognizing things about myself that I was very emotional, and I was like overly emotional sometimes. Like ridiculous, to the point of ridiculous. And that would push him away. And then, so every time it got really intense, it would push him away. And when we finally got to meet face to face, it was like time had never, time was like, had stood still, and then it like sped up really, really fast. And then we had to leave each other. And that was when my heart chakra opened, and it was like, boom, I was over, I was done, like my spiritual awakening process, like I was on the fast track to it. I started going through my dark night of the soul, like really, really bad. Like I had never wanted to not live in this world so much. Like I was like done with this world. I did not want to live in it anymore. I was so depressed. And he was always there. Like I could always count on him being there, no matter what. So I knew that it was different. Because we even knew back then that we couldn't be in a relationship with each other. Like, that was just kind of, we just knew. Fast forward to now, like, it's been a really hard road. There are times, and it's funny because if he's going to watch this, he's going to find out some new information. There were times at the beginning of this year, 2018, that I was like, there's no way this could be a divine union. How can this be a divine union if we can't be together? And I'm always feeling like this, and I always feel like blah, blah, there was a lot of healing that I had to do at the beginning of this year. There was a time, I don't know if people remember that really heavy energy in January where it was like, all I wanted to do was lay in bed and eat for like 4 days. It's not that I was depressed or anything. I just didn't have any energy. I just wanted to be, like, it just exist. And I didn't want to live. I mean, it's like, I didn't want to die. I just didn't care. Like, I just didn't care about anything. And then when I came out of that, it was like, I literally like manifested other people other men to come into my life, because I'm like, there's no way this could be a divine union. I like literally manifested other men, and they were so energetically connected to me that it was like, I thought, oh yeah, okay, so this is the twin flame connection. And it was one person in particular. And I still feel really, really bad about this, because I like literally, I thought, oh yeah, okay, so now I found my twin. Now that I've let go, now I found my twin. And there was a lesson that I had to learn really, really bad, because I was disrespected by him. And I was, even after I said, don't do that. Don't disrespect me in that way. It was a part of my growing up, my life, that I had to heal from, because I had been disrespected, like sexually disrespected by men my whole existence, like from the time that I went through puberty up until my adulthood. And this guy, it was like the last straw. The universe was like, okay, this is what you wanted. We're gonna prove it to you right now that this is not your twin flame, because even though you have asked over and over and over again for this person, like specifically asked him, do not do this. Do not do this to me. You are breaking me open. You are making me feel terrible, because I will not be this person that you want me to be. Like, I refuse to be that person to you. And he didn't get it. And he didn't get it, and he didn't get it, and he kept disrespecting me. And I was like, oh, because my twin never disrespected me in that way. When I asked for space, when I asked for distance, when I told him about certain things that I've been healing, he respected every single, and he still does to this day, respects every single part of that journey. And I respect his too. There was a point that I had to get to where I learned having that boundary set up for myself was the most respectful thing that I could do, and it was the most respectful thing that he could ask of me for himself, his boundaries as well. So I can say out loud, this is my best, like, he's my best friend. And he knows me better than I know myself. And I know him better than he knows himself. He still doesn't believe some of the things that I say about him, because, I'll tell him he's a really good person and he doesn't believe that. So he has a lot of healing he still has to do, because he has to learn to believe in himself. And I know that divine masculines right now are really going through that, the ones that, it's so funny that I'm like pouring my guts out. My face is like burning hot right now. It's like, woo. Because I'm not used to doing this, like putting my personal life out there completely. But I know that you guys need to know that you're not alone in this. You're really not. You are not alone in this. And there are so many great readers online, like yesterday, Whole Again 1111. She put up an amazing video yesterday, and I was just in awe. I was just in awe by her vulnerability and her spirit. And as she was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been through that same thing. I've been through that same thing through this energy shift that we've been going through. And you all know, being sensitive and being the divine feminine, just know that if you do get a personal reading from me, and it is about your twin flame or your soulmate, I will never sugarcoat it for you. If it is not your twin flame or soulmate, or I'm not seeing any indication of that, I will tell you that. It is up to you to decide whether you believe me or not. But I kind of feel like the indication is, if several readers have said, no, this is not your twin flame, this is just somebody that's here to teach you a lesson, and they're very energetically connected. I mean, our false twin flames, 99% energetically connected to us. That 1% is huge. Huge. And so, The thing about this journey is you always need to remember that somebody cannot tell you how your journey is going to play out. Only you know. Only you and your twin flame know how your journey is going to play out. And if your divine masculine is still unawakened and you're having a difficult time with him, just know that his higher self knows how this journey is going to play out. And if you are having those days that are really, really bad and you're not really sure whether you want to keep going on this journey, know that it's normal to feel like that. And know that when you get a teacher or a healer who's a twin flame teacher or twin flame healer, and they come to you and they say, just keep going, just, make sure that you're doing it and you're following your path and the way and your intuition and how you feel. Meaning, don't feel like you have to stay in something where you're being disrespected. Because, yes, your divine masculine and his higher self loves you unconditionally. The thing is, what is unconditionally in the 3D world? Yes, in the 5D, where there is no separation, that's unconditional. In the 4D, where we do telepathy and the spiritual energetic transfers, there is unconditional love. But in the 3D world, it can get very, very ugly. And some people have a very hard time on this journey through that because of people saying, no, you have to stick through it. You have to keep going through it. Regardless of how he makes you feel, you have to keep going through it. You don't have to be, how do I put this without, I don't want to upset people. That's so funny. I don't want to upset people, but yet, the truth of the matter is, you have to know where your boundaries are. And you do still have to set boundaries with the twin flame journey. And you have to be honest with yourself. And you have to be very living within your truth. And if that means that you have to disconnect yourself from the journey, not from your twin flame, let me be very clear. You can never disconnect the energy. You were connected with your twin flame before you even met the person or before you knew who it was, and you will be connected afterwards. If you have to disconnect yourself from this journey so that you can work on your healing process, that's okay. That is not something that you need to feel guilty about at all. Okay, so I'm going to do a short reading. I know I just talked for 23 minutes, and I really appreciate you guys listening because I haven't been that open and honest about my journey thus far. It was very difficult for me to do that. But I thought yesterday, it's funny, yesterday I actually gave somebody the advice, no, start a YouTube channel or put yourself out there. And then I'm thinking, why am I not giving myself that advice? So what I actually want to do now is make sure that I have the time to do it. Yep. We're going to look at where the divine masculine is in their heart space. And, real quick, before I start this, I am a day behind on personal readings, on the video recorded readings. So if you have not heard from me yet, your readings are coming. I am navigating through these energies much better today and yesterday, so I'm getting caught up again. But I really appreciate everybody's patience with me because I am I have learned I am so incredibly sensitive to these energies, and it doesn't matter how much I align myself because I do a lot of energy work on myself with the Reiki healing and stuff. But sometimes, I can't, I can't force the universe's energies to not be heavy on me. I'll just put it that way. There's a reason. I am continuously getting upgrades and shifting. This, I was so fast-tracked into my awakening and literally God, source, they're like, oh no, we're not done with you yet. We're not done with you yet. So pretty fun. We'll say that. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to look into the Divine Masculine's headspace, the Divine Masculine's heart space, and then the healing that he's doing. I'm going to pick 3 different cards from my Oracle deck. It's The Head and the Heart by John Holland. I think it's The Head and the Heart. I don't remember. I'll let you know. I'll try and remember to put it below. I want to say it's The Head and the Heart. Anyway. Okay, so what is in the Divine Masculine's headspace? And this is just for general time frame. Like, I'm not going to put this in like a weekly time. This just is for now. Today is June 13th, 2018. What is in the Divine Masculine's headspace? Okay, I'm going to pick a card from the middle. New Vitality, which is the Ace of Wands. New Vitality. What is in the Divine Masculine's heart space? So he's got opportunities. He's got a lot of ideas and a lot of passion right now. And I feel like that passion is probably towards the Divine Feminine or just something that's going on in his life. He has like a spark of energy is happening right now for him. Divine Masculine's heart space, right in the middle, coming together, the 2 of Cups. You can't make this shit up, folks. You can't make this shit up. And what is the Divine Masculine learning right now? What is the Divine Masculine learning right now? Okay, middle. Challenging times, which is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so he's learning how to navigate through conflict. Definitely has love on his heart and really amazing, passionate opportunities on his brain. So, the New Vitality, Ace of Wands, feeling the... he's feeling the energy pretty hard. I feel like he's kind of like, might be pushing himself a little too much right now. The Empress and the 3 of Pentacles. When I get the Empress in a Divine Masculine reading, I always feel like, to me, this is like him thinking about the opportunity to rebuild with the Divine Feminine or wanting to open up to the Divine Feminine. And definitely has that new opportunity, that new gleam, I guess you can say, that new spark. That new spark and that new feeling with the Divine Feminine. Let's get one more card for the Ace of Wands in his, yes, definite new opportunities. 3 of Wands. A lot of fire here. A lot of fire going on in his headspace. He has ideas and wanting to really push these ideas forward with the Divine Feminine. And remember, everybody, that if this is not resonating with you, please take the messages that are resonating with you. And the ones that are not, please leave them. It's not going to resonate with everybody right now, especially if you are in full separation with your Divine Masculine, and you don't have contact with them at all. This may not be resonating with you. But I do feel like if this isn't about new opportunities with the Divine Feminine, I feel like this is just new opportunities in general. He's really building himself up. He has really big things going on in his mind and really wanting to push forward and push that forward for sure. With the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. So coming together is the 2 of Cups in his heart space. So I do feel like there's a sense of wanting to be in union with the Divine Feminine, whether they're in separation or not. 6 of Swords. It's like, he's like come to a very balanced, clear state of mind about wanting to be with the divine feminine and knowing. It's almost like there's a understanding, like a mutual understanding on what that means. 8 of Cups. He knows that in his heart space, it's like a balancing of the heart and the mind. He knows that there are still things that he has to work on. With the 8 of Cups, to me, this is a journey of self-discovery. That's what that card always represents to me. We all have emotional baggage in our life. And to me, the 8 of Cups is saying that not only is he coming into a mental space, a mental balance space, he's also coming into that emotional healing space and knowing that this is what he has to do in order to be in union with his divine feminine. And if this isn't happening in like the 3D, if you can't actually see this happening, this is happening with his higher self. There is a part of him that even if you don't know who your masculine is, there is a part of him that knows there are things that you are out there. There's always that part that makes him connected to you and makes him feel like you are out there. So it's like he knows that there are things that he has to work on within himself in order to move forward, to rebuild. Queen of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. So seeing the divine feminine as somebody who is like in his heart space, he sees the divine feminine as somebody who's very confident, who's very passionate, who's very open and honest, someone who can make his life stable and secure. And if he doesn't know if he doesn't know who you are quite yet, if you don't know who your divine masculine is quite yet, this is who he wants in his life. Somebody who's very confident and passionate and understanding and independent. And somebody he can build a life with. So the lessons he's learning right now are the challenging times, the 5 of Wands. There's conflict in his life. There's chaos in his life. He may need to quiet his environment a little bit in order for him to keep building upon all of these opportunities. And so you can be in union with each other. The challenging times, the chaos, he could really be surrounded by a lot of conflict. Six of Cups. He could have conflicts from his past. He could have conflicts within the family. He could be in a karmic relationship, Queen of Cups, with a Queen of Cups type person who is probably very emotional right now. And the 8 of Wands. So it's like he knows that he really needs to, and then the Tower is at the bottom of the deck. So it's like he knows that he really needs to move in a different direction or go in a different direction in order to get rid of all of this chaos and this conflict in his life. But in order to do that, and it could be that you could have conflict with, he could have conflict with his divine feminine as well. And she is being and you guys are being very emotional, but I think more than anything, this has a lot to do with maybe past life lessons that he's still having to learn. With the 6 of Cups, to me, that's all about past lives. He could be in a karmic, this right here could be a karmic soulmate situation that he really is trying to move away from. Things are happening, things are happening in his life that it's making him recognize how unstable it really, really is. And then we have the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Cups again and Temperance. And then the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this is, these last cards here are more like advice, where rest easy. I feel like this is advice for the divine feminine. And it could be for the divine masculine too, but really rest easy. Things aren't always the way they're going to look or the way they seem. With the Four of Swords, if you look, there are ties on these swords, and I always say cut ties with the ideas of the way you think things are supposed to go, because swords are thoughts. And really come into the knowledge and the knowing, come into a mind, a heart and a mind balance with this relationship. Because it's already written. You guys already wrote the way this is supposed to go. So if you sit in the anxiety of it, and you pine for it, and you wait for it, and you're longing and desiring, that is not manifesting in the highest. What you want to do is really just keep your patience. It's funny, a girlfriend of mine was texting me today. She's been checking on me the last couple days because she knows the energy has been really, really rough on me. And I mean, I love her for it. She also does a lot of Reiki with me. And she even has been telling me, just be like really patient with yourself. Patience is, and I know people who get readings from me know this very well. Patience is one of the biggest lessons that we have to learn as humans through this experience and through this journey, because it is the hardest and the most rewarding journey you will ever be on. It's hard, 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 because you have to totally be broken down. You have to be put through the fire to come out as the diamond, you have to be really refined. And that's the tough part. It really is tough, but it's so rewarding because it's a love like no other love. And it's not romantic in that way. Like, I want to tell everybody, this is the most unromantic relationship and love you will ever have, but it's the most rewarding, because you get to find out things about yourself, and you get to heal, and you get to know what true love really is. It's not just rainbows and butterflies all the time. It's getting to the heart of another person and really knowing who they are and being able to fully love that person unconditionally. So, and a lot of people will argue with me on the word unconditional love too, those two words, because a lot of people will say there's no such thing. Everybody has conditions. Sure. Okay. You know what? I respect everybody's opinions, and I respect everybody's knowledge that they bring to me, and I will listen to the knowledge and I will listen to the opinions. But when it comes down to it, I would deserve that respect right back. And a lot of people right now are disrespecting each other in very, very harsh ways, and very, very, very harsh ways. So, just know that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's lives are different. Everybody's stories are different. Please try not to judge. Please try not to judge what everybody else is doing in their lives, and don't point fingers, and don't be nasty. Don't let the darkness come in and ruin your light work, right? Okay, that was a little tangent. I just went off. All right, so this was just kind of like an impromptu pop-up kind of thing. I just felt led to do it. So thank you for sticking with me for the last 38 minutes, 39 minutes. If you want to have a personal reading, check out my website, fearlessintuition.net. Also, I am doing workshops and events in July, New York City and Boston. August, I'll be in Atlanta and Austin, Texas. All of that information is also on my website, fearlessintuition.net. And, of course, you can catch me on InstantGo, the InstantGo app. All of the information I just told you is below if you click on the little arrow. Thank you so much, everybody. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. The more you like the video, the more people will see it. So, I love you all, and I will be back for the Divine Feminine Healing. May not be today, it may be tomorrow. Depends on when I can get to it, because I am doing personal readings today as well. So, I love you all. Bye.